This is the Serengeti as never seen before, viewed through the eyes of East African guides Richard Knocker and Jombi, award-winning wildlife photographer Paul Joynson-Hicks, and inspirational filmmaker Eliza. For the first time in decades, this extraordinary wilderness stands almost empty, a unique but bittersweet time to be here. Over 8 days, they'll be bringing you a rare glimpse of the Serengeti and all its inhabitants in a visual diary. We hope this encourages you on your own Serengeti safari, so together we can continue to conserve this precious wilderness.
Good morning. We just left the camp and we stopped here. What I'm trying to do is just to scan around the area. It's so beautiful, the light is so nice, just to see what we can see. So we found this lioness killed the wildebeest, and she's really jealously guarding the kill. But you see the jackals are trying also. Jackals are very opportunistic, that they, once there's a kill, they will also try to sneak in and get something. But the lioness is guarding, but you can also see the vultures are desperately waiting for that moment for them to jump in and take over. But this lioness is not gonna let it go. She's gonna be here for a while. Nothing is actually happening here because it's getting hot. She already fed most of the kill, and the vultures have gone as well because they see that no, they are not gonna get any opportunity for it. Jackals is gone as well, so they're gonna look for something. There's still a lot of wildebeest around. So what I think is, let's also just leave her alone and go find something else.
Okay, so it's been a really interesting morning. We've been up in this Kogatende area now for 5 days, I think, and it's very well known for its cats, an excellent cat area, and we've just had glimpses, a few brief glimpses of our cats.
So we were just doing a scan around in this gardenia area, which is really beautiful, and we've seen a cheetah. So exciting.
Well, she was rather lovely, wasn't she?
Oh, so nice. No, we haven't seen any spots for ages.
I know, God.
Lovely.
Yeah, I've been missing that actually.
Unfortunately not very active. Let's leave her to it.
Let sleeping cats lie. Now we know from some of our colleagues who are out here that this is actually a mating pair, but we haven't seen them mate. But she's very restless, keeps moving away, not happy at all. And we've also heard that this is one of 3 pairs, mating pairs at the moment, which is very unusual. And this implies that there's been a recent pride takeover. So these guys here will have had a big fight, kicked out the old males and taken over. And one thing they would have done is killed all the cubs. What this means is that all the females come into estrus simultaneously, which is why you've got 3 mating pairs at the same time. This also explains why she's reluctant to mate with him, because he's a newcomer to the area. Okay, so somebody came up with a really cool question yesterday about the horns, whether the unicorn breaking off the horn would have hurt at all. So I want to show you the way a horn is, the way it works. So what we've got here, Paolo, I don't know if you can see the beginning of the bone there?
Yep. And
you've got a bone core going all the way out to about here. So the horn is actually a bone, a projection of the skull. Do you see that? Just grows straight out of the skull out to here. And then it's got a sheath of black keratin. So fingernail, hair, no, you'd better do it on your head. That's keratin. Okay, so what's cool about keratin is there are things that eat keratin, so eat like your fingernails. So if you can see these orange things here, this is where the larva, the caterpillar of a keratin moth, they were eating the keratin. You see it's got dreadlocks, like that. That's one of the dreadlocks. That's the larval case, the pupa of the larval case of the keratin moth, and this is where it emerged from its pupa and flew away as an adult moth. Okay, so I've cut away some of the keratin. You can see the curve of the horn there carries on, and you can still see that you've got this sheath of smooth keratin on top of it. I could carry it. It's going to take me all day to try and get it away, but basically, take my word for it, the bone comes out to about here, very near the tip, and the rest is all keratin. Now, the bone is vascular, so if you break it off, there will be blood in there. How much it would hurt would depend on how many nerve endings in there. There will be nerves, but I don't think it would hurt like breaking your arm, because we've got lots of nerves in our arm, and I imagine less in the horn, but I'm sure it's still going to hurt like hell.
It's in the middle of the day. We have elephants sitting on the shades, flapping their ears, cooling themselves, but also listening to the music of all this sound of the rupels, starlings, giving them a really nice talkative sound. What the best way to spend your siesta in the afternoon. What we have here, it's a plant which is very useful locally. It's called a Sodom apple or Solanum incanum. It has a lot of uses for wildlife, for local people, for medicinal use, and also the leaves are woolly. People use them for washing dishes, and they have little fruits like tomatoes, which they are not edible to human, but they can be used for antiseptic. Like, if you have a wound, you cut it off, you just slide it a little bit, you see the juice, this juice, and then you put on the wound if you have a cut, and then you are good to go. But also it's used, the roots of this plant are used for medicinal use. The Maasai will boil it and drink it with a soup. If you have stomachache, it's totally cure. But also out here in the Serengeti plains, animals like gazelles, Thompson ground gazelles, there's a lot of moisture in these leaves. That's what they depend on, they feed on. So whenever you see this plant, it's usable for wildlife and for local people. It's very interesting.
So Jombi, what's going on? Tell me what's going on.
What is happening is we are following the wildebeest. There's this really massive big herd heading toward to one of the crossing point. And what we hope is probably they might cross. And it's fantastic if we see it, because it's really major, massive, big herd. River crossing is always excitement.
Okay, so we've had a long wait most of the afternoon, all afternoon actually, and this huge herd has come to a grinding stop and it's getting late, so we have to go home. So this huge herd is here. They may cross during the night, but I don't think so. They cross during the night. So
maybe when it's only full moon.
Yeah, full moon.
But I think this is tomorrow morning maybe.
Tomorrow morning. We'll come back tomorrow morning. So we just heard somebody said that earlier today they saw a leopard in a tree with a kill, but now, unfortunately, the leopard has come down out of the tree. But we're going to go and look at the area, because obviously if there's a leopard around, it's super exciting. She's got a kill in the tree nearby, so we're really hoping that she's going to go up into it. So if you look below its feet, you can see the remains of its kill, the wildebeest.